Here's the Spurs news roundup, providing the latest Tottenham news in the last 24 hours. That is how the first part of the video works, and in the second part of the video, I'll be giving you my opinions on every single story, which is what I call a full analysis. I'm currently in Corsica on holiday with my family, but continue to upload this content, so apologies for any technical issues. That is why I hope you do understand. If you're new to the channel, please do like and subscribe. Let's get straight into the first part of the video with your headlines. Firstly, I've got some stats for Lucas Bergwijn in that game against Burnley, where we opened Premier League game and we got the victory. 19 out of these 22 passes, Lucas Bergwijn was successful. 2 out of 2 successful dribbles, 3 passes into the final third, 2 out of 2 tackles, 1 clearance, 1 headed clearance, 1 ball recovery, and 4 out of 6 ground duels won, all for Lucas Bergwijn. The Guardian Sport report: Tottenham were closing in on completing the signing of Eberechi. Eze, Give Me Sport report that Eberechi has informed some England teammates he expects the move to Spurs to happen. Thomas Frank was asked on what he said to Richarlison when he went off after coming off against Burnley, that substitution. He said, just very well done, really liked his performance, his work rate, and yeah, we're looking after him. Thomas Frank was asked on what skills does Archie Gray possess to play in the number 6 role. Frank says we need to be aware of not putting players in different positions. I think he's a player that's a flexible player. He can definitely play the centre back and the right back. I think he's more of a natural as a midfielder, but he can play all 3 positions. I like his dynamic. He's covering a lot of ground. He's good in duels, good in the pressure, and great to carry the ball forward as well. The Daily Mail report: the Manchester United, Liverpool, and Tottenham Hotspur are all targeting a move for Brentford's captain and defender Nathan Collins. Next, Crystal Palace boss Osman Glasner spoke about Tottenham's transfer target and his current player, Eberechi Eze, and he said Eb should have scored a goal today. He had 1 and it was disallowed. He will come tomorrow to the Crystal Palace training ground. Tuesday off, we take Wednesday, and I expect him to be back playing for us against Frykistan in the Conference League. He was picked because he's a Crystal Palace player, and he's a very good Crystal Palace player. There's no reason not to pick him. It's impossible to draw at Chelsea if everyone is not 100% committed. I know Eb's clause is gone, so it is the club's decision if he goes. We will see what happens. Thomas Frank was asked on if Eberechi Eze and the deal is getting close. He said, I have that nice principle that I would like to speak about the players that are in-house, and all the other speculations, I don't want to speak about too much about that. Thomas Frank was asked on the moment when Matchday was warming up, the Spurs fans gave him a big cheer of support. Frank said, yeah, extremely happy with how the fans reacted towards Mateus. As I said yesterday, I think the true Tottenham fans, they're behind him, and they showed that today. Thomas Frank is the dream scenario to have Richarlison and Dominic Solanke pushing each other. Frank agreed by saying the dream scenario is to have 2 good strikers. We need that. We're hopefully playing more than 60 games this season. That would be great, as we have done something right, and for that you need double positions. You need that. Frank on Richarlison, it's the World Cup year, so it's extra motivation for him. He was asked if that would be the case with Richarlison. He said, yeah, but I think before the season started, I had an expectation that he would be an important part. That hasn't changed. Of course, we're all happy. He should be happy today, but again, we shouldn't get carried away. It's a 1 game today. Happy, enjoy it. 24 hours and move on. Then we prepare for City. Frank on whether it was a perfect start, winning 3-0 against Burnley or not. Frank said, yeah, probably perfect start or dream start. We all know we need to follow up on it. Today, I'll just enjoy it, and I hope the players, the club, and the fans enjoy that moment because it's important. I think overall it was a good performance, but not through the roof. A good performance against a difficult opponent. It's never easy in the Premier League. We know that. And after the very short turnaround against PSG, no complaints. If there are 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 1 day, I make sure I do everything I can to get the team ready. Just a reminder that PSG are playing tomorrow night and we play today. Anthony and I spoke about that. I think City a few years ago also played Saturday instead of Sunday. I don't know who decides, but the ones who decide that maybe need to think a little bit about the players. But big positive, our medical department and performance department did the top job to make sure every player was ready to go. I think we had 8 starters again. So I'm really happy with that. Frank on Tottenham's 3-0 win against Burnley. Frank said, relieved, happy. In life and football, you can nothing for granted. We know we're playing Burnley at home. It's a must-win game on paper, but we also know it's not that easy in football. I'm happy with the win, happy with the clean sheet, happy with the goals. It was a short turnaround after a big disappointment, and the players are ready. It's a big credit to the medical and performance department for turning around in such a short notice. Thomas was asked on the contribution of the squad, taking into account the efforts the players put in against PSG. He said, definitely, I said to Brennan, he had such a good season last season, scored 18 goals across all competitions. I didn't pick him for the UEFA Super Cup final. He didn't come on. Also disappointing, but today he's ready to start, and Brennan always scores. That's a fantastic team to be ready. Also, the 2 young midfielders, Lucas and Archie, really pleased with their performances as well. We need the squad. Hopefully we can play 60 plus games. That's a dream. If we do that, we need the squad. Thomas was asked on making changes and starting with Lucas and Archie in midfield. Frank said it's easy to say with a smile when we win. I trust the players. Hopefully I'll be consistent in that message. That's my plan. Also, if we've lost the game, still I would have done it with the best intentions. I definitely trust them. It's also to look at the squad. It was a big effort on Wednesday night. Plinia also had a shorter pre-season that played into occasion. And both Archie, Lucas and Pape, who I've spoken about so much, he's been phenomenal in pre-season. And Archie and Lucas have shown promising signs as well as Sarr. Thomas was asked on the reaction as fans to Matchday. Just say he's really happy with that. It was another big moment. The true Spurs fans showing who really are behind him. Fabrizio Romano reports that Slovenia remains keen on a Tottenham move as negotiations are not over yet, and Tottenham plans to try again for Slovenia after the first bid revealed 1 week ago. Man City are closing the doors to an exit, but in case of improved proposal, that stance could change. David Orsi reports Tottenham Hotspur's pursuit of Eberechi is ongoing, but no agreement yet as Crystal Palace work on potential replacements. The Athletic UK report that Crystal Palace approached Club Brugge for Christopher Solos as an option like El Canous to replace Eze. The offer rejected, but Palace plan to raise bid, and also talking to the 23-year-old camp recently signed a new deal at Club Brugge, so they're not that keen to sell. Next, the report from several sources, but this time from Gimme Sport and kind of the Daily Mail, saying talks still advancing with Tottenham Hotspur over the transfer of Eberechi Eze. However, Eze remains a Crystal Palace player and he wants to turn out for them, and started against Chelsea in the Premier League on Sunday. Next, Tottenham Hotspur's under-18s recovered from 2-0 down to rescue a point in the 95th minute against Reading, having played 80 minutes with 10 men. Glasgow was asked on Eze starting today, said don't believe everything you read in the newspapers. Next, the Sun Sport report that Slovenia had a clause in his contract with Manchester City which will see his wages doubled when he plays 100 games. However, he's not convinced he'll get enough opportunities this season. He's considering a move to Tottenham in a bid to boost his earnings immediately. Sasha Tavioli reports that on the Eze and Tottenham deal, the talks have not advanced as expected between Palace and Tottenham. Originally planned to leave him at the squad. Paul Glasner and Eze decided together this morning that in this situation he's going to help the team in an important match like against Chelsea. And Glasner expects Eze to remain a Crystal Palace player for the club's first European fixture on Thursday, saying he'll come to the Palace training ground Tuesday off, Wednesday, and they're expecting to be playing against Frankston. We have already heard that, but Glasner doubling down on that, repeating what he said. So those are your Tottenham headlines in the last 24 hours. Now time for a bit of analysis. Let's go through them. So Lucas Bergo shone against Burnley in that second half in particular, really starting to step out of his kind of shell. You've got the Guardian saying Tottenham closing in on signing Eze. It's a little bit older, and Gimme Sport going as far as saying that Eze's informed some England teammates. To be clear, Eze I think would be a fantastic signing. If you had to say to me out of Eze or Slovenia, it would be Eze. I think we'd be great to sign both. Realistically, I just can't see us signing both. Unfortunately, that Slovenia deal looks really difficult, and Man City not keen to sell. Frank speaking nicely about Richarlison could be a really key player. I think competition is healthy, and at the moment, Solanke shouldn't walk into this team. Richarlison done enough to keep his place as a starting striker. Interesting though to hear Frank speak about Archie Gray's best position, kind of saying, look, we don't want to put players in too many different positions, but I see Gray as more of a midfielder, but someone who can step in if need be and is that flexible player. So that's good to hear. Nathan Collins, I think we do need a centre back, to be honest with you. Romero and Van Ven's track record in terms of injuries, injury record is maybe a better way of saying it, and only having Kevin Danso and Luka Vuskovic as a backup to Luka Vuskovic. If we get centre back on loan, we'd really need someone else. So Eze, a little bit of a turn today, obviously playing in that Palace game against Chelsea, seemed like they just deemed it was important, but I like that he's not down in tools, and full credit to Eze, he's a Crystal Palace player, so I really admire the way he's gone about that, to be honest with you. I think it's classy, it's as simple as that. Also we've got Frank, says he's happy against Burnley, but wants them to focus ahead. Slovenia news, I'd really like Slovenia, I think it'd be a really good move, but it just seems complicated. Everything you hear reports, Man City just don't want to let it go, Pep doesn't want to let it go. However, Pep doesn't stand in the way of players when they do want to leave. But what gives me excitement about the Palace deals, that they're working on deals. Palace are looking to bring in, you've got Christopher Toros, and you've got other players, El Canous, that will be reported to kind of be Eze's potential replacement. So understandably, considering the window they've had, Palace wouldn't let Eze go. I wouldn't have thought that signing a replacement. Great rescue for the under-18s to turn it around. That we got Slovenia. It's big. His wages doubled if he plays 100 games. Will he even get there? Is the real question. and Sasha Tagliari, the one who led the way, saying that personal terms have been agreed and it's all nearly done. He said talks not advanced as expected. Originally planned to leave him out the squad, but they'll reassess the situation. That is your daily Spurs news update, providing the latest top news in the last 24 hours in my full analysis. So you're now up to date. Thank you very much for watching. If you're new to the channel, please do like and subscribe. Get them all in the comments below with any story you heard in today's video, and also anything you agree or disagree with me on. I always check the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. For now, a massive come on you Spurs.